go where I want and I do what I want. My belt match the kicks, don't you go Bonner? Empty to the Jeep, man. Who you think he gonna be? And I'm back with the best reaction channel on YouTube that wouldn't be possible without you too. Now, the title of this video is going to be When a Santa Rita Inmate Thought He Could Extort Me. But before we get in this video, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if you're one of my day ones, go ahead and leave a like and drop a comment like you always do. Now, without wasting any time, let's get into it. So this was about 2017. The Golden State Warriors just won the playoffs and they were the champions, blah, blah, blah. They had a parade in Oakland that was nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? It goes all throughout Oakland. The basketball teams over there, like, you know, everybody's having fun. It was over by Lake Merritt. That was part of the section. I was there with my friends. We were having a good time. I ended up getting arrested that day at the parade. I actually told you the story about that. That's in our previous story times. That's why I didn't go through too much of it about that. You know, I mean, I'll just give you a little premise. Now, I never told you what happened while I was fighting that case, because I fought that case for, I want to say, about 8 to 10 months. But during that time, I was in Santa Rita County Jail. That is actually a local state penitentiary. And a local state penitentiary is different from a county jail because you're housed in there with actual people, with felons, people who are actually in prison, and they run it like a prison. Because let's say if I got sentenced to anything under 5 years in prison, I could do that whole 5 years at that facility, which I would never want to do because it still ran like a county jail. If you know, you know. Prison is better than county, if that makes sense to y'all, but it is. But anyway, so the thing is, I am not from Oakland, California. I am from San Francisco. And there is an underlining beef between Oakland and San Francisco that just never fully got ironed out. Like, it's just always hanging in the air like a silent fart. Like, you know? So when I got locked up for my crime, I was actually living in Oakland for 5 years, and nobody actually liked me when I moved to Oakland. That was all in the previous story as well. Go back to that story if you guys want to check it out. But anyway. So I'm in that cell. Oh, sorry. I get locked up. And me being who I am back then, I was never trying to be people's friends, try to fit in. I'm more focused on my case, as you should be. But a lot of people go to jail, and that's when they decide to reinvent themselves, become popular, things of that nature. Not me. I went to jail. They were like, yeah, this is an Oakland phone. This is a Sacramento phone. This is a such phone. They're like, yo, you should press your issue for a San Francisco phone. I was like, why? I'm not calling anybody. I'm like, oh, okay. My only request was I don't have a cellie because I like to do my time by myself. That was it. So anyway, also, another thing that you shouldn't do, but I like to do a lot, is I like to gamble in jail. Pass the time. I don't watch TV like that. I don't really be on the phones. I like to gamble. I play poker. I play pinochle. I play spades. That's me. If you look up, and it's daytime or the day room, I'm over there playing cards. So I finally found a cool little partner because I like to play pinochle, and it's more high stakes. So yeah, I got my partner. Every time we go to the day room, it's about, if they let us get day room, I want to say it's about 3 to 5 o'clock for 2 hours, and then they're gonna lock us down. So we got to try to go and gamble as much as we can. And to be honest with you, I was blessed at that time because I got locked up like $1,400. So, which is also another reason why I didn't need to use the phone or write a letter, because I was fine while I fought my case. So we'd go to the table. We're gambling for $50 a game. That's just how it is, straight up. $50. That's it. And I'm playing, and you got to keep in mind, I'm a younger gentleman. Pinochle is an older person's game, pretty much. So I'm playing with a lot of older gentlemen. I like to stay kind of more around the older gentlemen because they're not really with all the bull-ish that happens in jail. So that's why I like to play games like that, like poker, things like that, spades, because it's an older gentleman's game. And plus, I feel in a lot of ways I'm an old spirit myself. Now, I'm playing, I think I had to be about month 3. Nobody's bothering me. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm playing cards. No big deal. I do my workouts, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I just program. It's called programming. When you can just wake up and you have a set schedule of what you do every day, and then you repeat it. It's called programming, which is aptly titled, actually. So yeah. So let's fast forward about 3 months. I'm in there. Had a had a bad day at court. They're talking about I'm not going to beat the case, but I don't let what happens to me at court affect my actions in the pod or with other people. That's for younger people that are affected like that. Because you can't, because if you do things like that, you could lose your life that day. So I say, you know what, let's up the ante. Let's play $75 a game. That's me going crazy. So, and I haven't been losing off and on, win some, lose some. I just, kind of breaking even, kind of like, I'd have a bad week one time or I'd have a good week one time. It's regular. It's up and down. So anyway, I didn't mention that there is every gang imaginable in my pod. I was in C pod. If you know, you know. I was in Santa Rita C pod. If you know, you know. That's where all the felons are. The people fighting serious cases. People are fighting like the L, like life. Like people fighting M cases, things like that. But me, I minimize that because I feel like if you're in the street life, anything you do could turn into that. So I never been like, oh, he's in here for this or he's doing it. Like anything you could sell some weed to somebody one day and end up in jail for the rest of your life because of something happened. Like, you know what I mean? So I never people don't intimidate me the way they think they should be intimidating. So saying that, I say this: there's gangs in there. There's case members. There's nut members. If you know the Oakland gangs, Bloods, Crips, all that, they're all in there. Cool. Now, I'm not the tallest, biggest person on the planet either. I want to say on a good day, like, you know what I mean? Like today, I'm feeling good. Took my hair out, looking long. You know what I'm saying? I think I might be 5'9" today. Maybe even 5'10" and some change. If I, you know what I mean? If I look at my tall mirror, I think I might be 5'9" and some change, man. You know what I mean? Maybe a centimeter over. But anyway, so, but like I say, I mind my business. So, but there's other gentlemen in there from gangs. They're a lot bigger. And we got to understand, we're in jail. Everybody's got this. There's not really no skinny people unless you just got there, but everybody's on swole. So, short story shorter, I'm playing. Oh, this is how it goes. A friend of mine who I made a couple of friends. I'm talking to him, and then I go over there and say, I got next. So when you say you got next, what you're supposed to do is actually put a piece of steak, like an ante in poker. So you put like a bag of chips or something that just shows that you're next. That man said he's 13 and 6'2". Y'all kids is crazy. So yeah. So I put like I don't know, a bag of chips or something. I don't know, something random. Boom, bag of chip. It's next to a cup. Maybe like they call it a thermos, not a thermos. What do they call it? A thermal cup. Yeah, they call it a thermal cup. It's like a clear cup about this big. I just put my thing next to it. Bam. It's two cups. It's like rappers do the double cups. It's like this, except it's like a clear cup, whatever, something like that. But it's two of them. So I just put my thing next to it. I say, boom, I got next. Walk off. No big deal. So then the game's over. I'm like, cool. I walk back over there. I sit down. I start playing. This 6'3", massively built dude. I ain't gonna put no extras on it. Hold on. He ain't massive. I'll give him like, he's sturdy. He's sturdy built. He ain't massive. But yeah, he walks right up to me and says, hey, yo. Knocks on the table, says, check it out. I said, oh, you talking to me? Oh, what's up, bro? He said, yeah. See that cup that was right there? That clear cup? I said, the one you just grabbed when you walked over here right now and then knocked on the table? That cup? He said, yeah, that cup. I said, I mean, I saw it, but it's in your hand now, but yeah. Okay, I see it. So what's up? He said, yeah, I have my situation in between that. And his situation was he made a play during the pinochle situation where he won some caps. It's enough weed to fill a cap like this. Like it's enough weed to fill a cap. They call it a cap. So he won a few caps, and what he was doing was he was putting in the middle part space right here to just keep his situation together. Cool. I said, that's what's up. Like, what am I supposed to say to that? He's like, those are my caps. Bet you got your caps. They're in the cup. That's you. That's you, right? Why? I don't even know why we're having this conversation. You feel me? So then, and keep in mind, nobody's really ever tried to test my gangster or anything like that this whole time I've been there because I mind my business. I pay my debts. Or people pay my debts, so I didn't have to activate at all. And let's be real, who I was back then, I didn't really give you a lot of opportunity to play with me. So anyway, fast forward to this moment, and he says, yeah, you could have touched my caps. How I know they all there? I'm like, look in the cup. I didn't touch your cup. Look in the cup. Like, so he says, all right. He opened the cup. He said, you know what? I'm not even gonna look in the cup because you know what? It's the principle of it. You could have took my ish. So you know what? To make things go smoother, how about you just run me $20 on Fridays from now on? Y'all know me on this channel. Like y'all know when I hear some weird ish, it just don't hit right on my soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? On my face. Definitely on the face. Like, you know what I'm saying? In my soul for real though. I'm like, and I did the math quick. I'm like, that man said I gotta get this man $80 for almost touching his cup when I didn't touch his cup and almost strategize, plot on him when I didn't plot on him. All ran real quick. I look up. I say, no, I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got me fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't say that part. I just like, no, I'm not doing that. And he says, okay. And at this moment, I realize I'm at a disadvantage because you should never be in an altercation or a conversation that's going to lead to an altercation while you're sitting down and a man and a gentleman who's bigger than you is standing up. All you had to do was start doing this. So, um, so I'm just like, yo, I stand up. Thank God he let me stand up. I stand up. I said, look, man, it's not going down the way you think. He said, all right, cool, check it out. You're gonna either run me my 20 on, and keep in mind, it's Wednesday. It's the day we fill out our store. Like, I mean, because you fill it on Wednesday, it come on Friday. So this, and then in my back of my mind, I'm known you a broke boy. You know what I mean? You trying to test somebody's gangster because you know what I mean, you ain't got no people out there on the streets. You one of them. So I already know this. But anyway, he said, yo, run me my 20, or when they call it, when they call day room over, we're gonna get cracking. So if y'all don't know what that is, day room, when day room's over, they give you the officer comes in the pod and says, day room over, wrap it up. So day room wrap it up is like when they unlock your doors. Because when you come out to day room, you come out of your cell and then you close your door and the cell locks. So when they say day room's over, they unlock your cell and it opens and you can go in there for a little bit and, you know, get your stuff together. You know, maybe you have some stuff out here, you have some snacks, you know, whatever. Put all your stuff in there for 5 minutes. So at that time, he was like, yo, when them doors click, that's the bell. You know what I mean? That's the bell. I said, what? So he said, if I don't give you this $20 every week, we got to get cracking. It's like right now when as soon as he said 5 minutes for day room over, he said, yeah, that's what's going to happen. I said, bet. You ain't said nothing. Bet. What? You must not know who you're talking to. You must not know who you're talking to. I really be tweaking. Like, I'm really like not all the way there sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he did not expect this response. I started getting happy. I said, what? Because I looked at the clock as soon as he said that. I said, yo, that's in 8 minutes, like 8 to 10 minutes. I'm like, yo, they're finna say that right now. I'm like, yo, what? I jump up real quick. I come out the shirt. I'm like, bro, let's be real. Let's be real. I come out the shirt. I come out the shirt. I start stretching. I'm like, what? I start doing push-ups. I'm like, hold on, let me get limber on, bro. Like, let me get limber. I start doing the long. I'm over here stretching. Call me. I'm like, hold on. I get Indian style. I'm like, hold on. Let me stretch out these inside. Hold on. I'm finna, yup. I'm not doing none of this. No, I'm stretching. Cause I already know I'm finna get activated. I'm so upset about even being here in the first place of my situation. If y'all know my story about why I was in jail in the first place, y'all know why I was mad. Anyway, I get to stretching. I come out the shirt. You got to understand, I'm 185, 90 pounds, all muscle. Yeah. And I know what to do with these. And I don't care about none of that. Like about you talking about you tall, you big. No, I don't care about none of that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm stretching. Boop. Oh, and I got my other partner over there. I say, all I tell him is I say, look, bro, I am not from Oakland. So when that door opens, do me a favor. Just make sure when he rush in here and we do our thing, just make sure he come in here by himself, close the door, stand in front, make sure they don't do me greasy in here. Like, that's all I want, just a fair one. That's it. He said, bro, I got you. I said, bet. That's all I need. You feel me? So boom, boop, the door hits. Day room over. I'm like, oh, bet. I take my shirt off immediately. I peel out. I peel. Like, boop, I get out. Boop. Now, I'm standing right there at the door. I'm just right there. I'm like, okay, so when you walk, this is so sad too. The cell ain't even. Matter of fact, you're probably looking at the cell from where you'll see it on your screen. This is probably as big as the cell. Like this ain't nothing crazy. It ain't nothing crazy. You open the door, boom, it's your sink in your toilet, and then there's a table right here about this long, about maybe, and then it's 2 bunks where 2 men have to sleep. So I'm over there like, yo, I get right to the, I turn around, I'm like, let's just get cracking. I'm not gonna go all the way to the back of the cell. I don't want you to come in here and get no running head start. Hell no. And you bigger than me too? Nah. As soon as I see you come to the door, I'm finna grab you and throw you back here, and then I'm finna get active. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm right there ready. Nigga, my adrenaline is up. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cool. And then I notice, I'm like, yo, it's been like 45 seconds. Like, I don't take that long to get activated. Like, I've been standing by the door waiting for it to unlock. That's me. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there, it's like 45 seconds. I'm like, all right, hold on. I peep my head out. I see bro standing at the other end of the pod. I'm like, okay. Maybe he just checked with his people, maybe trying to, get right. We make eye contact. Okay, he look away. I'm like, all right, bet. All right, cool. I get back in my cell. I'm just right here with him. Then boom, I noticed 3 minutes. I'm like, hold on, man. I go holler I tell my partner, I look at the door. Hey, bro, check it out. He come to the door. I'm like, hey, what's up with bro? Like, what? He trying to come in here with a knife or something? Like, we trying to do something crazy? He like, bro, don't want no parts of you, bro. I said, what? He said, bro, don't want no parts of you, bro. He just trying to run a little whole intimidation play. Like he do to other people. Like it work on some people, but you wasn't going. So he ain't coming in here. I literally got upset. I popped my head out the door. I said, hey, bro, check it out. Hey, we ain't finna get active. We ain't finna get cracking. He was like, and he walked in the cell and closed the door. That was it. So anyway, the moral of the story is sometimes your biggest fear is yourself or the situation. Like, now, could he beat me in a fight? I don't know. We'll never know. I was going to damn near get rich or die trying in that cell, though, on me. Hey, we was going to figure it out. But that's the whole thing, though. Sometimes people just really be pump faking. And I wanted to say that because nowadays on this internet, when I started doing content, I realized the internet has now become like the old school army commercial back in the 90s. You can get on here and be all you can be. There's Aaron the plumbers. There's 4 extras. There's all these people out here that just are pretending to be some, or not pretending. I'm not going to say all that. 4 extra, he's definitely him. Aaron the plumber, he definitely him. But there's a lot of people on the internet that are just really on here with a facade. And if you didn't grow up in the streets and things like that, and they teach you how to read people and read situations. In that situation, did I know he was going to be pussy and not go in that room with me? No, I had no idea. But the thing was, I knew that I wasn't pussy. Like, and that's the thing, because you can't be at all. You can't be none of that at all. If they would have upside my head, all kind of stuff like that, fine. Upside my head with it then. But that $20 a week is staying right here. And guess what? If you come at me about that 20 again, we can get cracking again, because I'm not gonna be extorted. Like, that's not gonna be happening. That's not, because if you get extorted in jail, you might as well go to PC. Or you might as well snitch, or you might as well be a PDF file, or you might as well, like, you feel me? There's a lot of rules, and I'm not going for none of that. And what I also realized while doing my time in prison, I realized I would rather deal with YouTube terms of service than prison terms of service.
Fuck that little 10. I'm maxed out.